I think the hardest part is like when you can see it, but it takes, obviously you got to go to college, you got to do this, do that, and staying disciplined to it.
Okay.
That's the hardest part, I think, for me was the discipline. That was probably my biggest downfall. And
really?
Things. Yeah. But overall, I always kind of knew I was going to be what I'm doing now.
You're gonna be
at
that
a young
guy.
age, from music to film, football.
Let go. Hey, okay, I know I'm here to stay. Counting on my wins, so I can't play it safe. Try to go against us, get you out the way. Go hard, it's the only way to play. Let me say, I'm a trendsetter. I'm a go-getter. I'm a trendsetter. I'm a go-getter. I'm a trendsetter. Who can do it better? I'm a go-getter. I'm a trendsetter. Hey, look.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sportsing. We are so excited I said it, she never interrupted me. That's great. Normally we interrupt each other. It's a thing. Don't worry about it, guys. We're back.
By we mean she. Anyways.
I do. It's fine.
I am Erica Lynn O'Keefe.
And I am Gloria Govan.
And we are excited to do another episode. This week we have an NFL star in the building.
Insert applause.
Right, exactly. He currently plays for the Atlanta Falcons. He was once on my Niner Gang or Don't Bang. He did his thing. Y'all please
Niners.
make some noise for Ray-Ray McCloud. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Appreciate y'all having me.
Thanks for being
coming.
here.
Yes.
I do appreciate it.
You're so cute. You got a cute little outfit on. I like it. I like your ring. Can you do like this? Come on out. Thank you. Yes.
Do you collect like jewelry and all that type of stuff?
I do.
Yeah.
Vintage jewelry. I make my own, design my own.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fine.
really?
Yeah, so.
Very cool.
Nice.
I know. I feel like now athletes are starting to become more fashion forward, especially like y'all are being seen on your little catwalk as you're coming into the games and stuff like that, and y'all are being able to kind of express yourselves through your style. Is that something that you've been kind of into more with your own swag, your own style, and how you present yourself in that way?
I wouldn't say it's a football thing because I've been doing that since I had like a little kid.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Drawing, designing,
Oh.
creating, no matter what it is, that's like my getaway.
Oh, that's
And it just
fun.
happened now that it's on the forefront of like fashion and football is kind of becoming a one.
Sure.
But like, so my music name is Runway.
Okay.
And I got that from like my mom, my family, my people I'm always around. Everywhere I go, they be like, bro, what you wearing, bro? Don't be doing extra. I'm like, that's just how I look is how I look. I throw it on and just look good. I can't help it. I make it look good when it's quick. You know?
I know that's right.
He said how I
It's
look.
how you
So
express yourself.
yeah,
look
so
good.
I think every day for me is like, I wouldn't say game day, but like they always be like, you going so you on the runway. So that's what they call me, Runway.
That's fire.
But
Okay.
yeah, but the fashion part has been a big part of me since I've been a little kid.
And are you
Nice. I
ultimately
love
looking
that.
to like do your own line and all of that type of stuff? You think?
Maybe one day.
Okay.
I feel like I got too much going on, and that's like that takes. And when you do that, you have to be on it.
Absolutely.
And I don't got time to be on it because
Sure.
you want it to be perfect. You want it to be. I'm hands on, so it would take a lot of my time away for other things.
So do you have a stylist or is this all you?
Myself.
What does your closet look like? It has to be wild.
It's a different states.
Okay.
A different state.
I feel that. Okay, so what I would love to do is kind of start a little bit from the beginning, because obviously since you were a kid, you've always had artistic expression in every capacity. Kind of starting on the football lane, and then we'll talk about some of the other things that you're into. But at what point did you, like, were you always the kid that was like, I want to play football, I want to do this thing? When did you really get started? And as you were going, when did it become like a realistic like option
It's
for
a
you?
thing, yeah.
So my first sport was baseball
Okay.
No kidding.
because that's like 3 or 4. You can't play football or tackle football at that age in Florida. So I also played flag. That didn't start to about 5 or 6. But my first time touching the football, I went 80 yards.
Just
And
off top.
Right.
yeah,
He was like,
I played with I forget what area it was, but it was the Bears. My team was the Bears.
Okay.
Headband, braids, same braids.
Okay. Hairline intact.
Remember like yesterday, we went 80 yards, and then I always kind of knew I was, God willing, I didn't get hurt or anything, I was gonna have an opportunity to play in the NFL.
Okay.
Just about. I think the hardest part is like when you can see it, but it takes, obviously you gotta go to college, you gotta do this, do that, and staying disciplined to it.
Okay.
That's the hardest part, I think, for me was the discipline That was probably my biggest downfall. And
Really?
certain things. Yeah. But overall, I always kind of knew I was going to be what I'm doing now.
You're gonna be
At
that
a young
guy.
age, from music to film, football.
Talk to us a little bit though about the discipline part. Like what made it so difficult for you? Like, is there advice that you would give kids today that you would do different?
I think right now I'm going through the same thing with my little sister. Being at an age where like you're a lot times better than everybody your age, and trying to keep that foot on their neck and get better for yourself, not to beat them. So like now, like with her, like I'm installing her. Like she's 12, and she was playing 14U and won MVP. So she ended up being the best 12-year-old in the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
For flag football. Now she's getting into basketball, into learning that. But in the part of the flag football thing, it's like now, stand on her. You're good. But now you about to go play against 14-year-olds. But then she go dominate that. So it's now like, okay, man. Like how do you keep her working hard and
Right.
stay disciplined to your craft?
Yeah.
And that's the same thing I dealt with as a young age.
Okay.
So my dad always was like, you gotta always want it. So he'd go a little harder, make me go against people that's in high school, to keep me always growing. And I think that was probably when I said the downfall part was get complacent.
Yeah.
When this, like it got boring sometimes, and that's why I quit baseball. It got boring. So yeah.
Okay.
Do you ever now kind of wish that you'd stay
Every day.
Really?
Every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
So?
You don't see the numbers?
I mean, I figured as much. I didn't want to put words in your mouth.
Contract, right?
Way different, and it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
For real.
And then you're not beating your body up as much as football. You know, it's a gladiator sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But God put me here for a reason. You know, so I'm not tripping where I'm at. You know, I love football.
Sure.
And so where I'm at, I'm blessed to be here.
So we do have a lot of our audience are parents that are kind of like trying to navigate through youth sports and their kids and kind of finding what they love, how they love, and how to like help them through it. For you, I know you spoke about your dad pushing you and stuff like that. What was kind of instrumental for you in terms of whether it was parents, other coaches, adults, and all that through your youth portion of it before you got to college that kind of helped you figure out your trajectory?
Start with youth. So like in Florida, like football is like
King.
religion.
Yeah.
Like no California, no Texas, no
Don't
Georgia.
play my state.
I was also like that. Over
None of
Texas
that.
too?
Yeah, Florida.
Okay.
And so, like, we lost 3 games, like 9 years.
Sure.
So for me,
Yeah.
I wasn't really like used to losing, and everything was always grind. Our off season was football. And so my dad always like we would run home from the gas station. He'd pull over and he'd just follow us home while we run.
Shut up.
No way.
Like my dad was on us tough. I got 2 younger brothers actually gonna have opportunity to play NFL. One going to the draft this year, and the next one, the youngest one will be I think next year.
That's awesome.
So and then and that's kind of my what drives me. Them looking up to me being the oldest. So yeah.
So it goes you, 2 boys, and then your youngest is your sister.
Yeah, I have a sister that's in the middle too, but she don't play sports.
Okay. She was like, absolutely not.
I'm good on
yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
no, absolutely. Skip over me. Thanks. So I appreciate you.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
What,
So
as you were kind of transitioning, so college, right? You get to college now. How much different was your preparation as a collegiate athlete than it was before you got into that point?
What was different? Time. I
ooh,
would say time.
interesting.
And the joy, I think, kind of went down a little bit.
Because it became a job
being
more?
tired. I would say from being tired.
Okay.
From class. Actually, I went to school for pharmaceutical, so I had to do health science. So our classes are at night,
Okay.
and so that was a struggle with classes and practice. We had Mondays, we had night practice. So sometimes I couldn't go to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you tired from that and go to practice, it's like, man, your body, everything, your mentals are kind of drained.
Yeah.
And I think that's from high school to college was probably the biggest learning curve, especially for me because I graduated early in January.
Okay.
And you know, you leave January. I didn't leave because I was like, I don't know if I want to go there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so that whole 6 months of like, I was like, let me just be a senior, hang out. But I only had 2 periods.
So you were hanging.
Super hanging.
Yeah, so, and I had a girlfriend, so I used to go to school with this.
Listen,
Yeah,
food
Right.
up and hanging.
He was like, with priorities
yeah,
on point.
So I was with her. But yeah, so for me it was like I had so much time off, and then to go there and have not an ounce of time to yourself was like hitting the head. So
Yeah.
that was probably the most difficult part for me going into college.
How did you find the balance?
You got no choice. If you want to be on the field, you got to find a balance. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, and my parents let me take my car.
Oh.
It was like, go be young, go live, go be in
That's
college.
good. That's
That
important.
is sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had a car.
Yeah.
And, in high school, I could do what I want, drive where I want to go, and then got there. It's like, you take me somewhere, bro. Like ask someone to take me
Please, right.
was like tough to do. Now I don't like ask people for nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just a different lifestyle for me getting there. And then I think football kind of coped it. Like when we got on the field and the season actually started, it kind of coped it, and it became fun again.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
It's just like the other stuff that was
that was extra.
Hard.
Yeah, because we talk heavy because, like, you know, as you mentioned, a lot of our audiences, we talk about like student athletes, right? Like the student part being a priority. A lot of kids forget that part, or they don't take that part seriously. You know, so you talk. I mean, pharmaceuticals. That's a pretty intense, you know, degree. Yeah. Did you at one point were you like ever like, you know what, I got to choose one or the over, like one, you know, or the other? Like, where do you?
I gave it up real quick. I gave it up real quick.
He's like, no, I can cut that question short.
Yeah, I was all laughing. I quit. I didn't quit. I had gave it up, meaning I switched my my majors and I had communications and regular stuff.
You didn't go into fashion or art or?
I mean, I went to Clemson. We didn't have all that.
Okay.
I went to Clemson for football.
Yeah,
yeah. It's not a thing. Okay.
We didn't have film and all that, theater and all that stuff, so I just went there for football, to be honest.
Okay.
And, I gave that up and went to communications and focused on football and just get my class up so I can graduate early.
Right.
Because I knew I always told myself, just like we go back to, that I always know I was going to be a NFL or whatever.
Sure.
I told myself, 9th grade, go through high school, I'm 3 and out in college.
Yep, same.
No matter what it was. And I did that. I probably could have stayed 1 more year.
Yeah.
I had a higher grade, but I was like, talent-wise, I was ready to play.
Sure.
Back to the discipline and the mental, I should have stayed 1 more year. But
Yeah.
I always knew I was, talent-wise, I'm 3 and out.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
What do you think you could have learned from the mental side of things if you would have stayed an extra year? That would have helped you eventually.
Emotional intelligence.
Sure.
Not react so fast on things. Just kind of think first.
Yeah.
I think for me that's what it was. 'Cause I was dealing with a lot of anger.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did your dad stay on top of you through like college? Was there at some point he was like, you know, like you're on your own now, like you're good?
No.
Nah, he was like,
to this day.
right? Yeah. He's like, no, he just called me 20 minutes ago, so this is weird.
He's not doing that.
Okay, nice.
So when you got
Just
to the
longer
end of
phone calls. Longer phone calls.
There you go.
Yeah.
In high school, you go home. It's long conversation.
Yeah.
Now it's
Yeah,
long
drive
2-hour
home,
phone
all
calls.
that.
Yeah.
He still rides you like that? Game film, he kind of get
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Yeah, if I go have a good game, he's like, I like all that.
But
first quarter with 4 minutes on the clock, you bending over. I'm like, bro,
right?
people watching that. I'm like, man, I hear you, man.
Get your endurance
Right,
up.
exactly. Like, clearly you need to run more. You're like,
Exactly.
dang.
So when you got to the NFL, what was kind of your like welcome to the NFL moment? Like when you were like, oh, this shit is different. Like these are, you know, this is the big boys now,
next step.
and the way they're moving, they're hitting a little bit of all of it.
My first scrimmage,
Okay.
got my rib broke.
Oh.
I broke my rib.
Shoot.
I got set up, but I ran across the middle and went up for a ball, and he broke my rib. And so I didn't practice for like a week. Like I was like, so you know how you record your film on your phone, like it'll be an iPad, and I record my film, like send it to my dad or whatever. But you can hear me
Oh, no.
for like a week, so I couldn't practice for a while because any movement I did would like hurt.
Yeah.
And that was probably my first welcome to the.
You think they did it on purpose?
Nah.
He
Quarterback
paused for a long time. He was like, well, where's this going to be filmed at? Because I don't know.
He just, it wasn't his fault. They were blitzing. He threw it up in there, and I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Caught me slipping.
Yeah.
And he was like a year 9 vet that hit me.
Okay.
So he was trying to prove a point, I
Oh.
guess. But yeah, he caught me. But other than that, now I don't have my rib broke again after that. But I
Right.
played through it.
You were like, I'm
So he
learning
probably
that.
made me he made me a man.
A little-
So I'm not tripping about it.
Really?
Yeah. It happened year 4 going into a big game to go to the playoffs. I broke it early on in the game. Played through it.
Oh,
What kind of mental fortitude does it take to? Because we're fans of the sport. We're watching y'all get out there, and we can conceptualize the idea of how violent of a sport it is, but we will never fully understand the impacts that it has on your bodies because we don't play, and particularly don't play at that level. But like, can you speak a little bit to the mental fortitude it takes to be able to play in such a fast-paced environment and play through injury like that, maintain your focus? Because you're having to remember your plays, which route you're running, all these things while knowing that a 100 and 200 pound person is coming after you. What is the mentality it takes to be able to stay focused in those moments through games in tough situations like that?
I think it starts, like, for me, I speak for me, like a little bit delusional. Like, it's like my dad always made me go against older people.
Okay.
And then, like, even with my little brother, like, we used to wear pads in the backyard and, like, smacking him.
Yeah.
Like, snot bubbles. And he, like, get back up, do it again.
Yeah.
And then I have an older cousin that lived with me. He played DN at the time. My brother ran him over. And so to this day, we tell him he got ran over by my brother. But it took for him to, like, do it, like, 25 times to, like, snot bubbles. My dad tightened up, like, and I think that builds that character.
Okay.
And as you get older, that character carries on with you. But for me, it was always like a chip on my shoulder, like a dog mentality. That's what I come from. And so I think your mind, when you tell your mind you can do something, you're going to do it. And so like my dad always said, like, if you can't breathe, walk, or talk, get up and walk off the field. Don't never let nobody see you lay down on the field.
Sure.
So you'll never see me lay down on the field unless I really can't.
Physically
Get it.
I
done walked off with a shoulder messed up. Sure. I hopped off I messed my knee up in college. I hopped off.
Sure.
So my hip as well, I hop off.
Mm-hmm.
But so for me, it was always a dog mentality.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So
no matter what.
Yeah. What kind of stuff, like, I mean, obviously you're the oldest, right? Your dad is like such an influence on you, but like for you personally, like, could you give us some insight on like what really, like, what drives you every day when you wake up? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, where's your like end goal? Where are you trying to accomplish that drives you to get there?
To get back where I was. So I was like no athlete coming out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I dealt with mental things my first 2 years in the league. Moving forward, like, it never affected, like, it wasn't on the field things, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I always know it was off the field stuff, and it was like, started questioning my on the field.
Yeah.
Like, dang, is it, I'm not,
Am I
not
good
doing
enough?
it. Yeah. Never done that. But
Oh, my bad. I forgot about
Never done that.
He's like, wow. Make sure you delete that part.
But, like, and so it started, I'm becoming, once it got aligned, right, it's like, oh, yeah, now it's back time to get to Ray-Ray.
Sure.
And that's why this past year I moved to number 34. I play wide receiver, but I wore 34 my whole life for Walter Payton.
Okay.
That was my favorite running back. So I wore 34 and I got back in that mode, and that's why I wore it this past year. Because before you couldn't wear number 34 at receiver.
Yeah.
It was like 80s and teens and stuff, and now they NFL changed. You could wear single digit, whatever number you want to wear. So I had to get back to myself, and that's what drives me. Like all the coaches, people that's always like, you know, since I've been a kid, I've always been like Little League phenom. Like, so it was kind of, for me, how do you stay a course?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at right now in life, I feel like.
Okay.
Do you have any vets that have kind of taken you in the league and kind of help you also navigate both the off the field and on the field side of things?
One of them actually is training me this offseason.
Okay.
Former NFL player, Leonard Johnson.
Nice.
They actually brought him in where I got drafted to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the head coach coached him
Okay.
before me, and he was like, man, I got a knucklehead on my team. They got a lot of potential. I want you to get with him.
Yeah.
And he ended up being from where I'm from.
Sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then Frank Gore, who's from Florida.
Niner gang.
LaShawn McCoy, and Jeremy Curley.
Oh, cool.
And each one of them gave me different outlets
Okay.
through the NFL. So Jeremy Curley, like when I first got there, he was in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
But it was never like, you come to take my job or this and that. We
Sure.
was on the field at the same time.
Sure.
And he was the same size as me. So he used to like wake me up, get up early, 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go watch film, get ahead of this, get ahead of that, playbook, whatever. He was just teaching me like professionalism and to still be yourself at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shady was a little bit ahead of everybody when it comes to financials. It comes to like him being in the room. So he was just like more of like honestly what the league was about, like being a man, having your way in certain ways and doing it the right way. And then Frank Gore just, he from Florida, so always like never lose your edge because somebody else don't see what's really in you. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to be a hothead when I was around him. Okay. He'd be like, "Yo, chill. Like this how you boom, 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 boom." And then one time I see him go crazy. He's like, "I could do that though."
Right, exactly.
I can do that though.
I'm allowed to.
Yeah. So it was just like things like that about him. He was just helping me stay level headed through it and still keep that anger, but stay level headed and let it build you.
Sure.
Does that anger help you on the field?
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why people say, you do music or something, or like, cause you don't look like the size of a. I wear baggy clothes a lot, so it's like.
Yeah.
But when I'm out there, it's like. It feel like 250. Like it's, you gotta have the mentality in order to be out there though, because there's people out there 6'4", 300 and running, really moving. So and then Leonard, he just been helping me like with when I was going through them from the first 2 years, and I was even calling my dad crying like, I mean, they can have football. They can have it. Early on, I was at Buffalo. Okay. And then I got with Leonard, and he actually lived 8 minutes from me in Tampa. Nice. And so I ended up staying with him in the off season and training, and end up. The following year, go to Pittsburgh, where like life changed for me with Mike Tomlin. Mm-hmm. But my body felt like right, and that's why I'm training with him now.
Got it.
That's the best my body felt through a season. Never had no hiccups.
Okay. Yeah.
And so now he got time to train, so I'm training with him and getting back right with him.
Sure. So I watched the Hard Knocks and all that stuff a lot, and I know this past season they did the in-season stuff where they were showing a lot of the AFC. North teams, and Mike Tomlin. You played under him, you were saying? Or?
Coach Tomlin.
Mike T, yeah. And I really appreciate his approach because he seems like he has like a good connection with the players and stuff like that. Was he somebody, what was kind of that experience?
He helped me a lot.
Yeah.
When I got with him, it was like, I seen how a coach is supposed to be.
Got you.
And so like, at least for my personality, I would say, so every coach ain't meant to coach probably who I am. Sure. Yeah. Because I am out the box. I am creative. And it was like that in college. Like, it was like, do you love football? Because I was talented at other things. Sure. So when I got with him, the first thing, I remember somebody just grabbing me. He was like, Ray-Ray McCloud, Tampa, Florida. He said, Tampa, Florida. And I was like, he started naming like places in like poverty areas where like most people don't go to. Mm-hmm. I was like, boy, what you doing over there? Like, he was like, man, I used to be hanging out in Tampa, whatever. And then after they was like, if I hear you boxing in my locker room, I'm putting my hands on you. And I was like, nah, coach, I don't, because before that, like I said, I was angry a lot, like snapping a lot. And ever since that moment, like it was like weight lifted off my shoulder, but I could count like one hand how many times we talked about football. Yeah. Every time we talked, it was about life. Where your mind at? Yeah. How you moving today? Yeah. And it got me where I need to get to. Mm-hmm. You know, and I was able to help like a rookie we had on our team that was going through when he was injured and he's not around the team at all. So mentally, you in a box, like you don't know what to do. And I think that's what made me get out of that loop. Gotcha. And then I went back into that same box I was in the first 2 years, not knowing better, but now I know better. Sure. And I think that's when God tested me again, being at 49ers. Putting back in that box. And it was like, I had little flashes of my first 2 years. Okay. Mm-hmm. But it was like God took me out of it, put me back in to see if I learned. My faith still going to always be there. And now I'm in Atlanta with a coach like Mike T. Okay. With Raheem Morris. And so it's like now, go be you. Yeah. Okay. And so I had to go through them trials and tribulations to get where I'm at now. To actually fulfill this, acting, music. I'm in Atlanta, so I mean,
it's right there at your fingertips. Like right there. Yeah, so, for sure.
So that's how I look at it.
That's fire. Nice. So you spoke about how you have the other talents, other things you're doing.
Let's dive in.
One thing that we know is that athletes always want to be a rapper, a singer.
True story.
They want to act and all that, and vice versa, right? Like there's plenty of actors who think that they can run with y'all and do the whole thing. But this is talent and aspirations, things that you said that you had even when you were young. Correct. So what was acting and kind of music? What type of music do you do?
Melodic, sing rap. Stars amongst stars, I mean a scat next to an auntie. I mean cars amongst cars, just think about it. Take a second, what you think, imagine that.
Ooh. Okay. Was that always something that you were playing with as you were younger as well? And were you given the room to do that as a kid, like with your family and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my dad, I grew up in the music business with my dad, with producing and stuff, with music with Jazzy Faye.
Nice.
I even messed around with Snoop Dogg for a while when I was younger.
Okay.
And that's how I used to see you on TV. Romeo shit. Yeah. Because obviously Romeo's the Bow Wow, who I'm good friends with Bow Wow. So like we looked at them growing up. They were legends growing up. And that's when I was a kid. I did music. So I have music since I have music on SoundCloud now when I was a little kid.
Okay. Oh, no kidding. That's so cute.
So actually, I would say I did music before sports.
Okay.
I was around music before sports, to be honest with you. And so...
But did you get, was there a time and point where you were like, I'm going to choose sports over music?
Never. It was never. That was always sports.
It was always sports?
But yeah, there we go. So my dad took me out of... My dad took me out of music when I was about 12. And was like, man, let's lock in on sports. And he didn't like what it came with. It just, he got out everything out. He sold the whole studio. He got out of it totally. And... So then when I got in high school, actually he's my best friend, but my artist that signed to me. Okay. He's actually sing. Okay. Mm-hmm. We met on some weird timing, but we was like ops, and then one day we just hung out, and I'm like, bro, you can sing, bro. And I'm like, I did music in like 3 years, 4 years prior to this, but I'm like, bro, you got it, bro. Like my uncle was, that's how my dad got into music, was my uncle. He was with B2K before B2K became B2K.
Okay. Yep.
And did his own thing, and that's my dad got in the music business through him. And I'm like, dang, bro, like, you got it. Similar traits. Yeah. And so I'm like, bro, start singing, bro. Like, do this nice. Bro, I just do that, bro. I play football. But in playing football, you don't want to be like no singer. Like, you look soft. So I felt them. I'm like, bro, I said, you could quit football tomorrow, bro. You take off this singing. And so my dad was like, y'all started taking it serious. We was doing parties already in high school. Oh, okay. Everybody's like, Legend Tribe is our music name, label name. Okay. And so we was doing parties in high school and college. Like we'll spring break, we'll bring everybody and throw parties. And so my dad was like, when I see y'all start taking it serious, put something back together and do it the right way. And then one day we went to Atlanta. Rock Nation was like, yeah, he one of the ones. It was like, no, we're not trying to do no deal. We don't know if we want to do it yet. It's just okay. Mm-hmm. And so we went back Florida, and we put the whole business together. And within 3 years, that happened, I think, 20, maybe 21, right before COVID. That happened 19, and then like 3 years in between that, we had like 10 meetings with different labels. We did our own Tubi docu-series. Nice. And it just like jumped out the gym. Yeah. So now it's like about building it, how we want to build it.
Sure. Is that what you're spending a lot of time in doing? Like you developing your music on the side?
Me, personally, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've been doing music. I got music 5 years ago. I might redo that if I like it, and I like that's sweet. Okay. That was 5 years ago. Yeah. But I've always been doing music. I just never put it out because of what you said about every athlete want to do music. Yeah. I'm not gonna be that. Yeah, I've been doing music. I was a kid. Like you gonna hear the story before you hear music.
Exactly. You gonna know about this.
This is what I do.
You know what I'm saying? You don't just one day, I want to do music now because you got the money. Sure. You know what I'm saying? It's not
right.
That got to be really in you.
Right.
So, yeah.
And you want your art to be respected for the actual art form that it is for you. And all that. Okay. So then with that, are you looking right now, you're going to be putting out some stuff for people to listen to do a thing?
Yeah.
You're doing things? Okay, singles?
Actually, my team, I have a project out that I put out right after Christmas just to have music out. Mm-hmm. And then me and my team just went over maybe a week ago, just songs that we want to try out, and we came out with one that's gonna be Stand On It. This probably sometime in these next between this off season.
Sure. Okay.
I gave no dates right now. Just still working on things around it. But it'll be Stand On It, and I think it's a song that's kind of touching all avenues of life of people that's kind of they always got doubters that's actually doing something when doubters gonna try to come back and like just stay in the lane that you were trying to be in. Yeah. And so that's kind of where it's at right now musically.
Okay. Do you have music video attached, or are you guys going to be developing that?
I'm doing music videos for everything. I like visuals. Like I love music, but my second passion is like the visual part of the film, and that's where the acting part came in. So but
Yeah.
Visuals all day.
Yeah, speaking of acting, right? You're you're taking classes, you're getting into more of the acting versions of it. Movies, scripted, like what would you prefer, TV or movies?
Movies.
Okay.
Drama or comedy?
Ooh.
I watch comedy all day.
Oh, yeah.
I watch comedy all day. But you know,
Okay.
I don't prefer it to come to acting.
Okay.
No?
Was it just a natural progression for you to go ahead and also dive into that, or how that come about?
It wasn't.
Okay.
I was writing.
You were?
I was writing.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, log lines, storylines, scripts.
Yeah.
And then it just came about like I had a real life story situation with me and my dad when I was 3 or 4. But because me and my dad always talk about real life stuff, and it was like, man, that'd be a dope movie. And I wrote it one day and showed somebody. They was like, yeah, you should get it to somebody.
Oh, that's so.
I'm like, nah, this is like real life stuff for me. I said, if I do it, I'd be my dad and my son could be me when he gets to a certain age. And that's why I got to start wanted to act. And then I was like, oh, okay, acting's a little harder than football.
It's not easy.
So now I'm back to be a rookie again. So now that's why I'm out here getting classes, trying to really dive into that craft.
That's great. though.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, most people assume that they can just roll right into it,
Anything,
right?
yeah. It's different types of art form, but it requires the same level of discipline.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we as actors are much different from athletes because we have to train ourselves just the same way. We have to get on stage. We have to be in class. We have to make sure that we're, kind of running scenes with people and all that stuff. We are training our minds, the
Voices,
ability to, like the same way you're remembering freaking plays, which is crazy, like what you guys are remembering and how you guys call it out. It's the same way we have to remember scripts, right? So it's the same kind of level of commitment and dedication and training, really. Like I've been in theater school since I was 7, you know what I mean? Because it's not something you never get to be an expert at it. Even Denzel still goes back to Broadway just so that he's playing, more, and he's considered one of the greatest actors in the world. So there's a lot of, I think people don't fully understand the similarities actually that there are from, it's all entertainment. So we're all entertainers. So it's really cool to like hear you take it seriously in that way and know that it's something that you got to train and kind of really work towards because, it's not some shit you just want to hop out there and do just to say you did it per se.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yes, I love that.
You're good.
Okay, we're excited.
Crazy out there.
Yes, it's crazy. Do you spend most of your time here, like in LA? Are you like in Atlanta? Or are you home in Florida?
I don't really go back to Atlanta.
Okay.
Now, because in season I'm there all
You're
the
there,
time, so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really gonna
It's
have
home,
time
yeah.
to leave.
Sure.
So I'm getting everything I need to do out here, out
Okay.
the way.
Sure.
And in Florida.
Okay.
The sun ain't hitting out here enough for me. So I
Yo,
go back to
lately,
Florida.
what?
I
I
know,
feel
it's
I
you.
go back to Florida.
Yeah.
I just came back from Miami, so I get it. The sun is necessary.
Let's touch some water a little bit.
Warmer water,
Yeah,
at least
no.
it's cold here.
That's
Bluer
my family
water.
at though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my family at though. But
Okay.
Okay.
I got you.
So, in terms, I think the climate is a lot different right now for athletes, in particular, like back in our day, because we older, and you weren't. It was frowned upon for you to be doing multiple things at one time instead of just being the athlete and focusing on your sport, right? Like if you play basketball, you were supposed to be playing basketball.
Yeah,
You're
you
not
got a
thinking
lot of
about being a
scrutiny.
businessman at that time. You weren't thinking about, like kind of all these things.
I went through that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think now, right, it's become a lot more acceptable because if nothing else, which is cool from an outsider looking in, you athletes are taking your power back in a sense of like we aren't just limited to doing this thing and y'all are getting rich off of us and we're not making our coin too. For you, because you said you went through it, at what point did you feel like, okay, I can expand my vision a little bit to where I don't have to limit myself as long as I'm still taking care of business on the
without
field,
jeopardizing.
Yeah, I can kind of touch on other areas that interest me.
My 5th year.
Okay.
Okay.
5th year in the league, so that been 2 years ago. 49ers.
Okay.
My first 2 years was what we talked about, like, do you love football?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember in film one day they showed my music video. So it was kind of like, why are you showing that?
Yeah.
Like, you just said that this is a problem to do. Now you're showing it, so it's confusing me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't do music, bro. Like y'all stop posting that. And it was a video I did in college, like music video I did in college. And it went about another dude that was a same position, a little different. I would say it was like, oh, y'all should do a song together now. I was like,
Hold up.
What? Yeah.
I was like, nah, so I'm straight. I'm not doing that. I don't do music.
Yeah.
So I go on. They want me to cut my hair, change how I dress and stuff like that. A lot.
Cut your hair?
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Like just change my, just become a professional, you know. And cause my hair wasn't nappy. Far from that.
Right.
Right. You're like, well, this is weird.
I can't help like God gave me. And, when I went to the Steelers, I was like, let me lock in on football. Because the first 2 years was like not going how I wanted to go.
Okay.
So let me lock in on football. So that was a me thing. I could have, because Coach Tomlin was that type of player to like be you.
Sure.
To be you. But I was like, let me lock in on football.
Sure.
Everything else take care of itself. And that's what we did in the first year. The second year, we worked on a Tubi series here and there. And then the 49ers, I was like, now it's time to take off. And dibble and dabble in that field, which I did. I recorded when I was out there. I did all that. Then I broke my hand. I had a lot of time on my hands and shot all my music videos in like 5 days. Okay. Just shot every day. I couldn't sweat, so I couldn't really be out. Couldn't go to practice or nothing.
Gotcha.
And then I think that's when I kind of was like, you know what? Forget it. Like I'm always be who I am.
Yeah.
And that's what it's gonna be.
Sure.
And the right person gonna find you.
Sure.
Just like Coach Tomlin found me, the right person gonna find you to be able to be you and through this lifestyle you want to have. I feel like every time I wasn't doing that, I was getting angry. I was putting myself in a cage and not living who I'm supposed to be. And so that's where like right now it's like life is joyful. I'm happy. Sports is I'm enjoying ball again. Cause I'm actually getting away from it. You know, I think when you too much business, you lose the joy of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once you remember how it started, the fun, it's gonna give back to you.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at with ball. And then the other stuff's just gonna, I think, like God just handed me where I need to be at right now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's so dope.
With that being said, and before we kind of wrap up, we have a couple of fun questions before we wrap up. But before we do that, if you were to speak to younger athletes and kind of one of the most important things you've learned through your journey to date, and you're obviously still learning, you're still growing, you're still doing all that stuff. But one of the things that you have learned that you think would be valuable for them to consider as they're like progressing and whatever it is, like obviously sport might be their vehicle, but even if they don't ultimately make it to where you have, but in life, what's like some advice or something that you feel like was one of the aha moments that you learned that you would want to impart on them?
I think I got a different answer for different ages. I feel like if you go from like high school down, I would say find yourself. Like figure out who you want to be, and don't anybody that's judging you, leave it out, because you're here by yourself. You came in this world by yourself. You're gonna leave by yourself. And so, and that 9 times 10, that person not gonna be around anyway. When you get to where you want to go. They're going to be a fan. Right. I know him.
Right, I bet.
So that would be that. And then in college, I would say know where you want to get. Because in college, you have a lot of people like you that's trying to get to the same place you want to get to. And then now it's about what physical, emotion, discipline, and there was another one. But which one you want to let drive you? Sure. And you can't let emotions drive you, because in college, just feel like you're becoming an adult. You're becoming more friends around your age. There's peer pressure. Peer pressure started in high school too, but I mean in college, it's like you're an adult now. You're by yourself. In high school, you got to go home to your parents. Yeah. So like you get to make your own decisions and go home to yourself. Yeah. I feel like in college, and it's like you're gonna have up and downs, and that's when knowing where you want to go mentally and everything else, and I think that's what not saved me, but helped me in college. Okay. I always knew where I wanted to go, no matter where. When I was angry and I cut my hair off and I was going through it and football wasn't there for me at the moment, I always knew I wanted to get to the league. So I can't go do something dumb outside of class or outside of practice and mess up everything I'm still got ahead of me. And then now as a professional, and then you got that Ricky, I would say Ricky, the first 2 years, it's about learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. Okay. I feel like when you come into the league, it's like everybody needs you now.
Got you. Got it. Yeah.
And I had to learn that a little, not early enough to be like I was cool. Sure. But like, cause I'm a giver, so it's like it's hard to say no. But like, you gotta learn how to say no, cause when you need something, it's gonna be a lot of no's.
Message.
That, and I feel like just get yours first.
Okay.
You can't climb and pull. You gotta get up
Please say
there.
that
Right,
again.
I know.
Yeah.
You can't climb and pull.
That's real.
You gotta get up there, and then you can go get who you want to get.
Sure.
Once you're up there, you know what
Sure.
I'm saying. So I'll say get yours first.
Okay.
That's interesting. I mean, we were talking to my younger set of boys, and we were talking about it's okay to be selfish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you're out there, you got to get yours first, and then then you kind of. I tell them all the time. Well, this is a saying that's obvious, but you can't drive a bus with you all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like eventually, you got to get to a point where you're either like by yourself because no one else is going to be able to do that shit for you.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you had mentioned that, like being selfish, but also still maintaining a level of like being a good teammate, being like a good player, being a good like for your coach and everything else for your family. So that's dope. I think a lot of people need to hear that. Yeah.
All right. So one of the things that we like to do to wrap up is ask our guests to state their claim. We want to know what your favorite things are as it relates to different subjects and stuff like that. So we're just going to throw some rapid fire out. You tell us what your favorite, and then we out of here. All right. So your favorite rapper? Really?
Yes. Come talk to me.
She's like from the Bay, so that pleases her so.
But I'm not a 49er fan.
Lame.
Me neither.
High five underneath. There we go.
Let's all relax. Let's not
That's
get
weird.
crazy.
She is. It's so crazy.
Let's not get crazy.
That's weird.
Anyways, why Pac?
Why not?
Why
Pac?
not? He said,
Pac?
why not? Like, because Pac is the best.
Got it. Fair enough. Okay.
That is
Why Pac?
so crazy.
Versatile. He didn't care what nobody else thought.
Yeah.
He was himself.
Mhm.
And he was authentic. I feel like even the way he moved about himself, and like you know what I'm saying, you just watch when he talk. It's like he don't care who around him. He's gonna say what's on his mind.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes that get me in trouble speaking my mind. And that's the way emotional intelligence come around with coaches and everything else. And so that's in my field. I feel like I had to calm down.
Yeah.
But overall, that's why he's my favorite.
That's fire. Okay. What about, do you have a favorite R&B artist?
Female or male?
Right.
Yeah.
Female.
Help the
I would
children.
say Chris Brown for real.
Chris Brown?
Chris
Okay.
Brown. Just
Fuck yeah.
every genre. He can do every genre. Can do everything.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it since a kid. So like again, he's how do you stay consistent?
Man.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah.
Decades.
That's
yeah.
very cool. Do you have a favorite NBA team?
Lakers.
Oh my God, you're killing me today.
I know. Well, I haven't even that one.
All right, we'll let that one go.
Yeah.
Do you baseball? Do you have a favorite baseball team?
Oakland. Yes.
Finally.
If I could, right?
Yeah, exactly. We found something. Do
I
you
found
watch
it. I found a fan.
Their colors.
because of colors?
Yeah.
We tell people all the time, if you're looking to find a favorite
Everybody,
sports team,
let me tell you. Nope, time out. We're going to take a time out on this podcast. How many times have I said I pick teams because I like colors?
it's a thing.
It is so a
You're
thing.
speaking to our heart
Also,
right now.
you just, and the Oakland A's, no one ever says Oakland A's. No one ever says Oakland A's.
For obvious
Dare to dream,
reasons.
first of all.
Anyways,
49ers
we're
are
gonna
trash.
We're gonna move on.
We're still gonna be friends.
Do you watch the WNBA?
I go to games.
What games do you? If you're gonna go to a game, what team are you likely to show up at?
I went to one of them, but Dallas.
Okay. They got a good squad.
Yeah,
For sure. Do you have other wide receivers in particular that you kind of pay attention to in the
In
league?
lead or ever.
Let's go right now, currently in the league, that you're kind of like, okay, I see what he's doing.
I mean, I watch everybody.
Okay.
Like people that, Stephon Diggs is one. We had history before the league, so I always watched him through college.
Okay.
Everything else. I really watch a lot of Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, Stephon Diggs, D-Hop. I love what Jamar Chase doing in Cincinnati. But again, AB my favorite receiver. So he was 6th round pick like me from Florida, and that's why he played the way he played, just a chip on his shoulder.
Sure.
I don't know about the other stuff.
Right. Ain't got nothing
You're like,
to do with me.
yeah, right.
That's
Ain't
my
got nothing to do
dog,
with me or
though.
Florida, but
That's
here
my
we are.
dog, though. But, yeah.
That's fair.
Totally fair.
Cool. Well, we do want to say thank you for being
thank
here.
you.
Yes.
Listen, my man's is going to be in film.
Yes.
He's got music
Singles
coming
coming
out.
out.
And then obviously the upcoming season, which we wish you a healthy, wonderful
Yes. Good luck,
season
man.
with the Falcons and the team. I like the Falcons. I keep up with you guys. So definitely be rooting for you and everything that you're doing. And we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. And also, we'll make sure we post, where you can find them, additional, socials, all the good things. We'll keep you guys posted on the single when it drops.
Absolutely.
We'll let y'all know when the movie's coming out, all the things.
All right, so y'all know what it is.
Good luck.
We're back next week. Make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, share, tell a mama, tell your friend, tell everybody in them or whatever, and come back, and we will be back next week.
Thank you for joining Sportsing. Till next time.